So, I'm back. This is the big topic of the week, and we are about to enter August. If you're watching this, it might actually already be August. In fact, it probably will be. And there's less of the year to come than what there already has been. So I thought it would be a good time to look ahead at what's left to come into the cinemas. So these are my most anticipated films of 2018 still to come. Christopher Robin. Don't seem to be able to say that very well. Christopher Robin. There, that's it. Got it. So this is a Winnie the Pooh film, or a Winnie the Pooh sequel, basically, because he's all grown up now, Christopher Robin. And the trailers of this very nostalgic. The voice acting, they've just nailed it. I think it is, for the most part, the actual voice actors from the original animated TV show or animated films? I don't know. I've never been a huge Winnie the Pooh fan. But yeah, they've nailed the look of the characters, the tone. It reminds me a lot of like Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks, like just feel good classic Disney films. And yeah, looking forward to this. It looks interesting and fun. What was the race? Saving Mr. Banks. That was probably the last Disney film that really tapped into the classic style of Disney film storytelling. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. The Happy Time Murders. I mean, I haven't even seen the trailer for this. I know I'm gonna like this. It's Melissa McCarthy and Muppets. Not actual Muppets, because they probably can't get the rights to them, but puppets that look like Muppets, or puppets in the style of Muppets. I don't really know what the correct term is. Not that it matters though. But I love Muppets, I love puppets. Melissa McCarthy's a very funny woman, and yeah, I'm sold on this before even seeing anything about it. And it's R-rated as well, so that's going to be really interesting. This could be a disaster of a film, I really don't know. Maybe I should watch the trailers, maybe I should actually check them out, but right now I just love the idea of it. The Predator. I spoke about this in past weeks, so I'm not going to go too far with it. But it's Shane Black. I like Shane Black. Looks like it's got a great cast. It's said to be really funny from some of the early footage shown at San Diego Comic-Con. Very action-packed. And yeah, if you like the Predator films, or at least the first one, it looks like it's really tapping into what defined those ones. And now Venom. Venom is interesting because it's a Spider-Man spin-off that's not spinning off from a Spider-Man film. And it looks fun. It looks like it's going to be a action-packed superhero-ish film, but you just can't ignore the lack of Spider-Man. That's going to be a huge distraction in this film. I don't think he has the white spider on his chest, so of course he wouldn't if Spider-Man doesn't exist in this universe. So that's going to cause some controversy. If you're a big fan of Venom or Spider-Man, you're probably not going to like certain elements of this adaptation. And yeah, I'm more curious about this film than interested. So we'll see how it does. Halloween. I've only ever seen the first Halloween film, and that's all you need to see to watch this upcoming one, because this is a sequel to that film. It's ignoring everything that followed it. And that's smart, because particularly with big ongoing franchises like this, it can be hard to find the good entry point. So this is a reboot / sequel to the very original Halloween film. John Carpenter's producing it, and he's also doing the score for it. So that's brilliant, because John Carpenter is a really good filmmaker. He's done some pretty naff films over the years. I think his last actual good film was probably Big Trouble in Little China, which is one of my favourite films, but the film underperformed, and he said he was leaving the Hollywood studio system after that. Although the Hollywood studio system technically not in effect at that point. So yeah, maybe he didn't use those words exactly. But yeah. So I can't remember who's directing it, but it's written by Danny McBride, which is really interesting. The guy known for Eastbound and Down, and has appearances in other comedy films and TV shows, most recently Vice Principals. So yeah, from what people have been saying about this, it sounds brilliant. There's apparently a 6 minute long take, a single shot sequence in this, which is absolutely awesome apparently. And yeah, it's meant to be really scary. Yeah, check this out. It could be really good. The Grinch. I wasn't sure if I was going to add this in here, but the first trailer for this came out and it's completely silent, I believe. I don't think you hear anyone speak or make a noise. And I liked the look of the animation, looks really interesting and fun. I like how it is animated. I really didn't like the Jim Carrey film that much. And Benedict Cumberbatch I thought would have been a brilliant Grinch. It looks very funny. And then they released the second trailer, and this is where I was like, I'm not too sure anymore, because Benedict Cumberbatch, rather than putting on his usual deep voice, is doing a really high-pitched, squeaky voice, and it's really odd, and doesn't sound like the Grinch that I would want. I thought it would have been funnier if he was really deep speaking and depressing, but no, it looks like he's much more energetic and annoying. But yeah, this could be interesting. The Girl in the Spider's Web. So the first trailer was released not too long ago, and it's a brilliant trailer. And noticeably, I don't think it's continuing on from the David Fincher film, and it's not continuing on from the original Swedish films, which are brilliant films. Check them out if you can. So this is kind of its own thing. It's a reboot in a way. Claire Foy looks like she's putting on a hell of a performance, although I was a little disappointed that they didn't go that far with her actual look. They didn't cut her hair significantly to give her like a mohawk or anything. They didn't go crazy with the makeup or the piercings. And yeah, that seems like a missed opportunity there, and a little bit of a mistake. But noticeably in the first trailer, she's using a accent, because the character, Lisbeth Salander, is supposed to be Swedish. And in the original Swedish versions, she's played by Noomi Rapace, who is Swedish. And why not just cast a Swedish person in this role? Like Claire Foy, big name. She's not exactly a huge superstar yet, but she's becoming that, I would say. And yeah, I'd much rather see Noomi Rapace in this role, because I loved her in the original Swedish versions. I thought her performance in them films was brilliant. Rooney Mara was also good in the David Fincher film. But yeah, Claire Foy looks like it's a good performance, just not entirely sure why she's being cast over a Swedish person. And visually the film looks absolutely stunning. I can't fault the way the film looks, and it looks like it's going to be really fun and entertaining. And I should note I haven't read any of the books either, so who knows, if this is a bad book adaptation, maybe it's not going to be that good. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, or Grindelwald, I think it's pronounced like that. So, it's back in Hogwarts, that's great. The first Fantastic Beasts films didn't really capture the spirit of the Harry Potter films, and I think it's mainly because it didn't go to the locations, it didn't get like the heart of it. And also, Newt Scamander, I can't fault Eddie Redmayne as an actor, he's a good actor, but Newt Scamander, the character, just isn't that interesting to me. He's more annoying than endearing, and I hope he's not the main character in all of these films, but I think he will be. So yeah, that's a big turn off for me, that I don't like the main character. Another turn off for me is that Johnny Depp is playing Grindelwald. This is a turn off, not so much because of the whole Johnny Depp beats up his wife situation, although that is a big problem, and I'm surprised they kept him in the film, but more the look of the character. I do not think Johnny Depp is right for this role. He just looks really odd and bizarre. And yeah, I know he's the villain of the film, they've got to give him a unique look, but I think they went a little too far with this. And yeah, casting wise, I think it was a mistake to have him in this role. But Dumbledore's back, so that's something. And he's played by Jude Law, so great casting there. And going by the trailers, ignoring the fact that it's Newt Scamander in the lead role and ignoring the fact that it's Johnny Depp, the film looks pretty fun. It's primarily set in Paris, I believe. And yeah, we do go back to Hogwarts, like I said. So, final film that I'm looking forward to this year is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The first trailer for this was absolutely brilliant. This is probably one of my favorite trailers of all time. The actual animated style of this film is awesome. Like, I don't think I've seen anything quite like it before. It's really interesting, really stunning and unique. And I think that's going to be the big selling point of this. So, my concern, well, firstly, the film, it looks funny, it looks entertaining, action-packed. It looks everything you want from a Spider-Man film. The concern is that how many Spider people are in this? Because you've got Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy. They've announced that Spider-Man Noir's in it, and I think there's a couple of others in there as well. And I think maybe they're going a little overboard, a little too many Spider-Men and Spider people in this film, to the point where you're going to have some sort of knowledge about the greater Spider-Man mythos and lore in order to understand what the hell's going on, probably. But maybe not. Maybe they'll do a good job of actually explaining it in the film. But Spider-Man's had this problem before in Spider-Man 3 and in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they just crammed a little too much in there. Well, in Spider-Man 3's case, far too much. So, yeah, please don't fall into that trap. This looks really good. Don't let it down. And that's the big topic of the week. I'm Grant Burton. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _GrantBurton, or you can go to forcebygrant.wordpress.com for all of my written reviews. This is only part 2 of the show. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and do that. If you want to watch part 3, that'll be up tomorrow. Or if you want to watch the full show, you can go on Friday. Or if you don't want to wait till Friday, you can watch this live on twitch.tv/the_GrantBurton every Saturday at approximately 11 AM-ish. I say 11 AM-ish. It changes every week, it just depends. But yeah, you can watch live, get involved, send me questions, comments and concerns. Really just hang out with me as I'm talking about film and TV. Yeah, that's about it.